What up, everybody? It's your boy, Brandan, and I am joined once again by my beautiful, scrumptious, tanned partner and co-host.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. It's Ciandra.
Welcome to The Buffet, a podcast where we continue to try to give you that endless food for thought. And as a special treat today, we got us a little drinky drink. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Made by black folks. You know what I'm saying? This is a orange mango... What was the last ingredient? Chili margarita made by De Leon Tequila. You know what I'm saying? That's Diddy brand. You know what I'm saying? Black owned around here. Don't do it. What you doing? What you doing? It's bad luck. I don't know. I just made that up. Hit y'all a little bit of ASMR.
Big slurp.
It's tasty. All right. We's back. We was on a little break. You feel me? We coming back from vacation. You know what I'm saying? Went to Mexico. It was lit. We enjoyed it.
We did. It was a good time. Shout out to my tan. Shout out to Brandan's tan. We're both tan.
Yeah, we tanned up, browned up. Okay.
Okay. As y'all know, we started this podcast to talk about the questions that we asked and have continued to ask each other since we started dating. We're going to be real. We're going to be raw. Brandan will be spicy because that's who he is. And we will give y'all some endless food for thought.
We try. All right. Now, that being said, what we getting started off with today?
All right, for our main plate, I wanted to play a little clip.
Oh, this is main plate? We not starting off with a little first plate?
Oh, sorry. First plate. I said main plate.
Main plate. First plate, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Lo siento.
Ooh, see, picked up a little Espanol.
But for our first plate, I wanted to play a clip from a woman who is a wife, sharing about her experiences. So,
I'm married for almost 14 years, and I was of the notion that it was happy wife, happy life. A few years ago, the Holy Spirit told me, he said, you are putting undue pressure on your husband to make you happy, and that's not fair. And I was like, I had not supposed to do that? He had to teach me that I'm not supposed to put all of the pressure on my husband to make me as a human being happy. Everything that is in our society says cater to the woman, make her happy. And the Holy Spirit had to check me. He was like, your relationship is lopsided. So for my wives, stop putting pressure on your husband to make you happy. Find those things that you enjoy and do that. And let your husband, your partners, let their love be icing on the cake. I have been married.
Okay.
So
I want to hear your initial thoughts about that video.
Well, Miss Lady, you know, it sounds like bars to me. It sounds like she's speaking some true facts. Keep it all the way at 100 with you. That whole happy life, happy wife, happy life thing, yeah, it does put a lot of pressure on the men. It kind of, to me, it reduces the guy to kind of like the person at Disney World whose main responsibility is to just ensure that you have a good time. Like, my job is to ensure that your journey through this park or this life is supposed to be as smooth and as happy as possible, regardless of what's going on in his life or what it is that he wants. It doesn't leave a lot of room open to partnership.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that she said that it's lopsided, and I think that that's a part of the problem. I think that any relationship that is lopsided isn't going to be fulfilling for all parties involved. Because if it only feels like I'm giving to you, but I'm not receiving anything back, or the things that I receive back, pale in comparison to the things that I'm actually giving, then it is going to feel lopsided, and it is going to feel like I have to take responsibility for everything and carry everything on my back, and you have to
do nothing.
What?
So yes,
like what are you then responsible for? Besides the things that you're like biologically capable of doing. Like, yes, you can have a kid and I can't, but that's just like a matter of biology. And while I appreciate the fact that you did that and that you're making that sacrifice, like, what else are you going? What else is gonna happen here in order to ensure like our shared happiness? And so I think, if you decide to be in a relationship, you're in the service industry. Like, you are of service to your partner. So it's happy wife, happy husband, happy life. It's like we all need to be happy in this hoe in order for things to work. And while I share in responsibility for your happiness, you are still the authority on you. I got you happy. So you was doing something before I met
That's
you.
true.
That was working for you to be happy. I didn't pick up an unhappy person, bring them home and like, oh, I'm gonna make this nigga happy. Like, he gonna be the happiest that he's ever been.
You didn't love me back to health.
Ooh, that sounds like a shot.
Was it?
Boy.
No, but yeah. So I think I heard someone say like, my job and your job coming into this relationship is maintenance, and perhaps even like elevation. Maybe. So like, you're responsible for your feelings and things of that nature, and like, you're happy. It's your responsibility to ensure that your emotional well-being is being is healthy. It's good. My job is to not to fuck that up.
Yeah, not to decrease anything, because there's so much access to me that you have in being in a relationship with me. So I guess what I'm saying is, if it's happy wife, happy life, if I give all of that control over to you, then you have the ability to make me feel anything.
Right.
Like, it could be sad wife, sad life. Like, you have the ability to then take all of my happiness away from me. That's a lot of power to give one person, and a lot of responsibility to put on one person, because you're still having your own individual experience. Like, I can't pick you up and put you in my pocket to go along with me every day, all day, for all the things that I want. And so if I'm unhappy, and I come to you and I expect you to make me happy, you weren't even the source of my unhappiness. Like, you didn't even have anything to do with the thing that made me unhappy. And now I'm like, this is your problem. Now deal with it.
That's fact. That's facts.
That's a little wild.
A little wild.
It's a lot wild.
It's extremely wild.
Crazy. But I think that it is a symptom of the fairy tales that women are sold about, like a man being a rescuer and a savior for them, and happily ever after being something that you get once you're in a partnership, right? Like I'm happy now in my singleness, or like I'm happy now with this part of my life, but I'm gonna be super happy once I'm in a relationship.
You reach your final form.
Yeah.
Marriage makes it, no matter what you're doing, marriage is like the ultimate expression of awesomeness in your life. So like, if you're living a shitty life and you're unhappy, as soon as I get in a relationship and I get married, all that's going to go away, and I get to go off into the sunset.
Yeah. And that's not true.
Everybody think they're Cinderella.
I don't know why. Like, you can only build upon the foundation that you already have. So if I guess my thought process is, if you get into it and the foundation is cracked and you just try to pile all this happy shit on top of it, all the happy shit just seeks through the crack. Like, it isn't going to stay. You're going to consistently have to do more things, grander things, to be able to experience more happiness, because the crack in the foundation, whether that be sadness or like some other thing that's going on for you, is always going to be there. So you're never going to get to experience that fullness. I think that you come in happy, you do the work to stay happy independent of your partner, and then you make sure that your partner is contributing, like you said, contributing to that happiness, and isn't doing anything to deter it.
I agree with that. 100%. Now, I wonder, having listened to this lady who I guess we'll try to put the video up.
Not shoot up.
Yeah. Put up the video of that.
The post came from the Black Marriage Movement page, but I don't think that they tagged the original creator.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess I wonder then, what is there a correlation between this happy wife, happy life belief system and like divorce rates? Because I feel like this happy wife, happy life shit has been around, I want to say probably low key since like the 60s, 70s. Easy. Probably before that, really. But, you know, TV and being what it is probably gained more, you know, acclaim. Because, you know, it's spread through media and stuff like that. So I wonder if there's any kind of correlation with that. Everyone believing this to be true, and then they're trying to make that happen and realizing that it's not really realistic, and that always means somebody's probably going to be unhappy at some point. And maybe that has something to do with, you know, increased divorce rates or just relationships that don't reach marriage.
You want to know where this phrase came from?
Where?
The phrase is believed to appear in 1903.
Damn.
In the final verse of...
Damn near 120 years? Boy, 120 years, boy. In the final verse of what?
The final verse of a song.
In 1903? Song.
I'm sorry, 1903 poem.
Oh, a poem.
Poem.
Yeah, because it's a song. Them songs didn't slap back then.
Don't play with them.
Have you heard anything from back then? No.
Yes, they have.
You probably had to wind
character.
that bitch. Let's hear the music.
The songs have character. But yeah, okay, so you were saying that the gain in popularity and the widespread reach of this particular like belief may be contributing to unhappiness in relationships.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. I mean, I think the first thing that she has to acknowledge, the first thing that the woman in the video acknowledges is the fact that she's putting pressure on her husband. So yes, he's doing all this work to make you happy, but is he happy? Like, or is my man stressed?
And not only
like,
that, what is she doing? I mean, so like, what is she doing to make her happy? So it's kind of almost sounds like it allows the wife to just kind of show up and just kind of be like, well, make me happy.
Dance, nigga.
Yeah,
dance.
Pretty much. You got it. You got it right. Yep.
I will say this in full truth. I do want my partner to make me happy. I don't want to. I do want you to take some responsibility. I want you to do things that with the intention of making me happy. I don't want that to be all that you do, but I do want you to think about my happiness and be considerate of me. And I think that there is some piece of happy wife, happy life that has that in it. Just like, think about me. Like, do you want to be happy? You know how much happiness I bring to you. Increase my happiness so our happiness increases tenfold.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, because like if your wife isn't happy, good luck.
Your life is crappy.
Yeah, it's crappy. But I think just the phrasing of it only makes it seem like the woman's feelings is the only thing that matter. So it's like, yeah, I agree with you, and I do want to be like a contributor to your happiness and things of that nature. But the implication has to be reciprocal, in the sense of like, yeah, while I am prioritizing your happiness, I want to be able to do that. I expect and hope that you would do the same for me.
I agree with that.
It can't just be take, or give.
I knew when I looked at you,
yeah,
I knew where you were going to go next.
All right.
I don't disagree with you, babe. I think that, like I said earlier, there's shared responsibility and happiness. Like, I wouldn't ask for something that I'm not willing to reciprocate.
Faction. I hear that. All right. Happy spouse, happy life. Happy spouse, happy life. I feel it doesn't roll off the tongue as well. It doesn't rhyme. Happy. I don't know.
Happy partner, happy pavement.
Pavement.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hat?
Hey, so people who are better with rhyming words, let us know. Give us a phrase. Happy
you, happy me, happy we. Yeah, you like that, don't you? Happy you, happy me, happy we.
Sure. You, me, and we. Mm-hmm. You, me, and we.
You, me, we. All right, you ready for our main plate?
All right, let's do it. All right.
Okay, for the main plate, I actually wanted to talk more about this phrase. So I wanted to know if you think happy wife, happy life is good advice. And if it's not, what advice would you give instead?
Damn, I feel like we kind of covered that in the last segment. I don't. The actual phrasing of happy wife, happy life, I don't agree with it, even though I agree that a happy wife is beneficial to you having a happy life. Mm-hmm. But like I said, it doesn't leave a lot open for the husband. Like, what about him? You know, is it like unhappy husband, no one gives a shit? So my advice, I guess, would be just to kind of prioritize each other's feelings. Like while you, I would say me here, I am bringing, or I'm attempting and trying, doing my hardest to try to bring joy and happiness and fulfillment and all these positive things into your life. You will be doing the same for me. Mm-hmm. You make me happy, which means I want to make you happy, and it's a positive feedback loop. I don't know anybody. Well, I am unsure. I'm not sure that most people would be. How happy would they be to make someone else happy if that person is making you unhappy? Like, you're getting unhappiness, but then you're supposed to take that but make that person happy. Mm-hmm. That math ain't mathing.
Mm-hmm. I get that. So yeah. So your advice is
look for reciprocity. Mm-hmm. It is. Don't break your back trying to make somebody happy. I mean, like, it shouldn't be a chore to make like somebody, I guess, happy or content or whatever where it is. It should be like something that you can do through like your regular course of like just being thoughtful. You know, a lot of people think to make happy you got to do like outrageous shit like buying luxurious items and things of that nature. Like happiness, I mean, means different things to different people. Obviously, everybody's going to always say that, but it's not always, like gifts and things of that nature. It can just be something as simple as just like I love you text in the middle of the day randomly. It could be, how you slap your girl booty when you walk through the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like it's just small things that you would just generally do, I would think, in your day to day. And the things that she would do for you on a general day to day, you know what I'm saying? You get done with work, she got a snack ready for you just because she was just thinking about you. That shit make me happy. So just looking for those small conveniences. Like she makes things more convenient for you, or he makes things more convenient for you, make things easier for you.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I would say I agree with you that happy wife, happy life is not the best advice, and it is advice that sets both parties up. Mm-hmm. I think that it sets men up in the sense that there's this pressure on you to do the things that will make your wife happy, like you said, sometimes at a detriment to yourself. So you pick your battles, and maybe you don't say something when you want to say something because you're adhering to this adage of happy wife, happy life. You feel a certain type of way, and you don't say something because you don't want to rock the boat or do anything that could potentially upset your wife. And I think that that's at a disservice to you and at a disservice to your relationship, because that means you don't get to show up authentically and you don't get to show up as your full self. And it also means that this person doesn't have the opportunity to be responsible to you in the same way, because they don't even know what you're thinking or feeling.
Mm-hmm. And that's how resentment is built up.
Yeah. And so it does you a disservice because you get resentful and you're upset and you are unsatisfied in some ways. And then it does this other person a disservice because you weren't transparent with any of those feelings. And so they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong. Right. If I'm happy, I don't know why my voice got so high. If I'm happy and you're doing all these things to make me happy, I then may not have any more complaints. Like I might not have anything to say. So if you come to me and you say that you're unhappy with,
what?
I would be shocked.
Yeah. So
I felt like I was living a lie. And like, what is going on here? I thought.
Mm-hmm. And that, unfortunately, that's a habit that guys have. I believe to be true.
What?
A lot of guys won't say that they are unhappy until it gets to a point where it's just like they can't take it no more, and then it may seem to the partner, to their wife or whomever, that this is coming out of left field because they went out of their way to kind of just like pretend like nothing was wrong, even though something was wrong. So I see that a lot.
That's rough. What do you advise those people to do?
To talk about it, to say something. And I mean, it's for guys, I mean, it's easier said than done. You know, I can acknowledge that part. But it doesn't mean that it does not need to be. It does not mean that it does not need to be said. It's tough, but it is what it is. Like you if you're unhappy with a particular situation, either say something now or wait until it blows up, and then you fuck up the whole relationship potentially behind something that could have been easily addressed if you just said something days, weeks, or months, perhaps even years beforehand. So if you wait, you gonna be unhappy that whole time, resentment building, and you're not gonna be having a good time in that relationship. You might as well not even be in the damn thing. So either say something now, and maybe the worst happens, and y'all split up or whatever it may be. But that time that you would have spent unhappy and resentful and contemplating things that you probably shouldn't be contemplating while you're in a relationship, just go ahead and just nip it in the bud, and vice versa for women as well.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that we all humans can fall into a trap of let me wait and see. Like this, just like let me see if this is going to work out.
That's very
the
true.
way that I think that it's going to work out, and let me just wait and see.
Hope. It's a motherfucker.
Ooh, it is, right? You remember the time when things were good and different, and you had a different feeling and approach to this person, and you're just waiting for that time to kind of roll back around. And I do think you need the quality of hope in a long-term relationship, because there are going to be bad times, and you need to remember, you need to lean on the good times to like weather the storm of the bad time and just like see it through, because you know that there is an other side to the storm. But I think
So that's facts.
But I think that there's a space where it's like you're hoping, but you aren't doing any work. Like you're not doing anything to actively move yourself towards this ideal. You're just sitting here hoping for a thing to happen that neither of you are actually working towards. And sometimes the first step in that work is, like you said, communicating. You got to say what you're feeling.
This is something that I am unhappy with. How can we, how do we overcome? Is this something that can be addressed? Something that we can come to some sort of agreement on and, to rectify? Or is this some sort of deal breaker that we didn't know we had? And if so, better find that out now than after you got kids, or, after you marry and invest deeply into it and like things that y'all going to do together and things of that nature. Or on the woman's side, until you invest some of your prime years into the relationship, whatever it may be. And, or, I hate to say it, but, it doesn't behoove anyone, definitely. But like for women, just off of like wanting to have kids and things like that, you guys have a little more limited time frame in order to get all that done. If you can figure out that this person is or isn't for you sooner than later, I think that would make more sense.
Fair.
And hope is good and great and everything like that, but like hope has to be based off of like an action. You know what I mean? Like you can hope for things to be better because you knew things were good in the past. You can't hope for better when you never seen better.
Oh, word. Okay. If it was a shit show from the beginning, and you started off hoping that it was going to get better, and now it's a shit show, and you're like, I can't wait for it to get better. It was never better, sis. You sound like Make America Great Again. It was never great. It was never what you wanted it to be.
Hold up a minute. What? Hey, that was real.
Yeah, you giving big MAGA energy.
Ooh, might as well put on the red hat.
You might as well put on the red hat.
Damn.
Look like Kanye just lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Tragic. My advice would be to my advice would be to put yourself in a position to be of service to the other person, both people.
Right. You did say service industry.
It's Burger King. You can have it your way. You can have it how you like. Like, that's what you want. I want you to be able to have, and what I want, I want you to know. I want to know that you are willing to do the things that I want to, so I can get what it is that I need and want out of the situation. So just recognize that you're in the service industry. Like, yes, there are benefits that you gain from being in a relationship. There are definitely things that you now get to enjoy that you didn't get to enjoy in being single. But the primary thing that you give up from being single to being in a relationship is some of that autonomy to do whatever you want, whenever the hell that you want, and not have to consider other people. Now it's like, I always have to consider someone else. Like, I always need to be thinking about, like, if I do this, how will it impact this other person? And that's in the sense of, like, I can't make no moves by myself. I'm, locked up in this thing. More in the sense of, like, I need to seek counsel. Like, I need to, like, make this decision, decide if I'm going to do it, see what kind of impact it's going to have, share it with this person, communicate what I'm thinking and where I want to go. And if I do for myself something that is, especially if I do for myself something that's small, how can I also do this for this other person? Like, how can I share this blessing, this joy, whatever, with this other person?
Potentially, yeah.
I feel like that's simple.
Simple, not easy.
Simple, not easy.
Yeah, it sounds simple, but if it was so simple, everybody would be doing it, and then you wouldn't have the problems that we're seeing or hearing about.
That's true, but everybody also was introduced to Happy Wife, Happy Life. Everybody has also had the shared cultural experience of, or not cultural experience, I guess more the shared cultural ideal that the man is supposed to be of service to the woman in terms of, like, helping her achieve happiness or ensuring her happiness. The woman is supposed to be in service to the man in ways that are now, like, not respected or rewarded. Like, being a stay-at-home mom is not hitting in these streets.
No, I think it's still hitting in these streets.
I mean, it is, but not on these internet streets. Not on these social media streets.
Yeah. Women really look down on housewives.
Yeah, I saw what was the thing that I saw? It was like a stay-at-home girlfriend post. It was like a day in the life as a stay-at-home girlfriend. So she wakes up, she works out, and I just need to be available to travel with him if I want to go. But sometimes I don't want to go, so I stay home and I cook dinner, and that's it. That was her life as a stay-at-home girlfriend.
That sounds like a vacation, but go ahead.
It do. I don't know about stay-at-home girlfriend.
Yeah, that sounds wild. But stay-at-home wife, sure.
Stay-at-home wife, sure. I think
that skepticism in her voice.
Well, my skepticism is based on what responsibilities you take on. Because there are house managers, like we talked about this before. Yeah. There are people who, like, get paid six figures to manage a house. So if you're doing that, if you're actually managing a house,
estate, not a house in the state, but yeah. They're not managing a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, getting paid $100,000. That's wild.
A mansion, a house, a large piece of property. Was that this?
Properties. Yeah.
But yes, they were doing that, and they get paid very well. So if you were managing a household, that is valuable work, and it is work that you
absolutely
definitely you're still contributing something.
Absolutely. Are you contributing a significant amount?
Yeah, I think I don't want, it wouldn't work for me to feel like I wasn't contributing something. I'm not going to demonize anyone who does that or lives that lifestyle, because that works for you and it works for your partner and it works for your relationship. It wouldn't work for me.
But you just said
to not have no business.
But you just said, like, housewives, the stuff that they do is contributing.
I do agree with that. I'm talking about this girlfriend who just was like, I wake up.
Oh, you mean what she was doing? How she just wake up, work out, and that's it? Yeah. Catch flights? Yeah.
sometimes travel with
Come on
him.
now. Come on. That's Cap. You know she has a little bit more responsibility in this. She's not just waking up, working out, and just be ready to travel and then saying yes or no. Oh, God.
I want someone to clip that.
You know she got a little bit. Those responsibilities are a little wider and deeper than she's staying.
I'm going to play that on a loop.
No.
Just that. Do it again.
Do what? Ain't nothing happened.
I'm going to play it on a loop.
No.
Yeah, I am.
But yeah.
And I'm going to get it in a QR code and get it tattooed to my foot. And so anytime.
Wow. I mean, if it gets more people watching, you know what I'm saying? If it gets money, come on. I'll do it all day. Okay. I'm going to do this. All right, so now we're going into
the final food for thought.
All right, so final food for thought. What's yours, babe?
My final food for thought is, for the 11 millionth time on this podcast, you are in the service industry. Once you get into a partnership, your role is to serve both yourself and your partner in the betterment and success of your relationship. I'm doing the work to make you happy. I'm doing the work to keep myself happy. And I'm doing the work to make sure that our relationship can thrive and flourish. And that's it.
And that's it.
And as long as you are also doing the work, we gon' make it.
Okay.
What about you?
Kept it succinct. For me, I guess I'll piggyback on what you said. Not only do you do the work, your relationship is customizable. Like you said, Burger King, you can have it your way. Your relationship can look however the fuck you want it to look. You know what I'm saying? You can have whatever rules, whatever regulations that y'all want to have, y'all can do it as long as y'all both agree to it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to look like what Disney told you what should look like. It don't have to look like what your mom and daddy, showed you, or what your single mom or your single dad or the grandmama you raised with. It don't have to look like nothing that you see. Mm-hmm. It can look like whatever the hell. You can wake up and decide anything, and that can be what your relationship looks like as long as the other person is down with it. So I would encourage y'all to keep that in mind. Like, what is it that you want out of your partner, out of yourself within that partnership, out of your life together and stuff like that, and go for that. Find somebody who's willing to ride with that, who's mm-hmm. willing to rock with that, who has similar, or at the very least not opposing views. Like, maybe what you want, they not opposed to you doing that thing. They're not opposed to whatever your goal is. But it may not have been their goal, but it's like, oh, well, my goals aren't contrary to what your goals are, so we can work with it. It's customizable.
Mm-hmm.
Do whatever the fuck you want, within reason, like legalities and things of that nature. Even then, all right. That's what we got for y'all today. We good?
We're great.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of the Buffet Podcast. Shout out.
Read it so slow.
The Buffet Podcast. Endless food for thought. Shout out to my sis, little sis, hooking us up with the banner in the back, making us look a little bit more official. You know what I'm saying? We're getting better as we go along, y'all. Bear with us. Mm-hmm. So, how do y'all find us?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. On Instagram, you can go to the Buffet Pod, all one word. You can also email us at thebuffetpod@gmail.com. We would love to have a question, a comment, some thoughts, a topic you want us to cover, mm-hmm. anything you think would be useful for us to kind of go over. You can definitely send that to us via email. And we also have a TikTok, and the TikTok is
The Buffet Pod. All of the links and stuff like that. We are also, if you're just only listening, we are also on YouTube. Yay, 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 yay. Yay, 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 yay. So you can find all those links either through our IG. We got a little link tree, so it'll take you everywhere you need to go. And it's all the TikToks and things of that nature. And, feel free to shoot us some DMs if whatever. If you don't want to email us, not everybody want to email. Shoot us a DM through the Buffet Podcast. Don't be DMing us personally on our personal stuff. We don't know you like that. Unless we do.
Don't try it. DMs is closed. His DMs are closed. My DMs are closed. They're closed. Now, y'all be safe.
Peace. Bye.